All right, in this proof we are given that we have M is parallel to N, and we are asked to prove that angle 1 and angle 4 are supplementary. So I'm going to use what has been given to me here. The first statement and reason are filled out, but I'm going to look at this third statement here, and I'm going to see that it tells me that the measure of angle 1 is equal to the measure of angle 3. And if I know that that is coming from the definition of congruency, then I know that the statement up above there must tell me that angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. And if I look at to see where angle 1 and angle 3 are located, then what that's going to tell me is that those are corresponding angles. And so my reason is going to be that parallel lines imply that corresponding angles are congruent. And then once we say they're congruent, then we have to say that their measures are equal, and that is always our definition of congruency. So the next thing I see here is that the reason that's given to me is a linear pair. And although I see two sets of linear pairs here, angle 1 and angle 2, and angle 3 and angle 4, I have to keep in mind what I'm trying to prove. I'm trying to prove angle 1 and angle 4 are supplementary. So I want to use that angle 3 and angle 4 are a linear pair. I could have looked at statement 5 and kind of help myself with that. If I wasn't sure whether I should be using angles 1 and 2 or angles 3 and 4, I would see that the next statement used angles 3 and angle 4, and that would help me decide. Now, the next thing told me that they are supplementary angles, and that, of course, is by the linear pair theorem. After we say that they are supplementary, then we look at the measures and we say the measures of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 4 is equal to 180, and that is our definition of supplementary. And then if we look at what we have here and what we have here, we could see that we have an angle 3, measure of angle 3, and measure of angle 3. And that's where I could take and replace that measure of angle 3 with the measure of angle 1. Just substitute it in there and say that the measure, that the measure of angle 1 and add that to the measure of angle 4, and that's going to equal 180 degrees because we did this substitution here. Once I do that, I can see that I now have enough to say that angle 1 and angle 4 are supplementary because up above here, I've stated their measures equal 180, and that is the definition of supplementary.